Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. So yesterday one of the Prabhus said, speak about anger, but he's not here today. He's probably come. Okay. Yes, but in any case, we'll talk about the 6 enemies of the mind today. So what are the 6 enemies of the mind? Please come closer. Hey, we are all one happy family. Close is good. So in Narottam Das Thakur's prayer, is a book called Prema Bhakti Chandrika. In the book Prema Bhakti Chandrika, he identifies 6 enemies of the mind. These are commonly used today, right? But that comes from that book from Narottam Das Thakur. He first wrote that information. So what are the 6 enemies of the mind? Anger, greed, very nice. Jealousy. Envy and jealousy are synonymous in this case. Actually, it is envy, not jealousy. Lust, yes. Pride, madness, and illusion. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya. Matsarya is envy. Envy is the worst. So you can apply the first 5 like Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Mada in Krishna's service. Right? Instead of being lusty for some worldly benefit, you can be lusty for service of Krishna. But envy you cannot apply. That is the difference between envy and the remaining 5. So in the Prema Bhakti Chandrika it is said, Narottam Das Thakur says, thank you, I will engage my lust in eagerness to serve Krishna. I will use my anger against those who are envious of devotees. You see the difference? Hanuman used his anger in service of Lord Ram. So anger applied in the right case is actually beneficial. So he was just asked to go as an emissary to Lanka, but he burned the whole Lanka down and came back. Right? He displayed that kind of anger. Okay, how dare does Ravan do this to Mother Sita? I'll teach him a lesson, kind of thing. So anger can be applied. Lust can be applied as eagerness to serve Krishna. Normally, what is lust? I want name, fame, honor, opposite gender, like that, right? So that is called lusty behavior. In this case, Hare Krishna. In this case, the same lust can be applied in eagerness to serve Bhagavan Krishna. And how can greed be applied? Any ideas? How can greed be applied? Greed for prasadam? Okay, in a way, yes. But there is something really, more powerful than that. Greed for service, that is eagerness to service, that is more that comes in the lusty category. Greed for devotion, yes. To hear topics of Hari. Right now you are all hearing about topics of Hari from Srila Prabhupada. I am just repeating whatever he has said over the hundreds of books that he wrote. And illusion, how can illusion be applied? Think about it. And pride, how can pride be applied? You can be spiritually proud. If somebody says, okay, yeah, so what is your great accomplishment? I chant Hare Krishna mantra, right? Spiritually proud. Normally people say, I bought a Tesla, or I bought this, or I bought that, right? That is pride. Here, spiritually proud means in connection with Krishna. You know what? I can sit for 2 hours and chant Hare Krishna mantra. You can be proud from a spiritual perspective, actually, according to Prema Bhakti Chandrika. Of course, pride is not good in any case, but if you have to be proud, be for a spiritual topic. How can illusion be applied? I become illusion. I go into illusion if I don't worship my Lord or don't do my devotion. Right? That's also illusion, not worshipping. But it's better than the other illusion. The other illusion is like all over the board. So Narottam Das Thakur says in this verse that he will engage in the six enemies, sthane, means based on the situation. He will apply this. Sthana means place, right? Sthan, as they say in Hindi. One view is that the proper bhakti utilized place for envy is garbage heap. So envy doesn't have any application in devotion to the Lord. What do you do with envy? Open the trash can, put the envy there and shut the door. Other things can be applied, but envy cannot be applied in, because the whole premise or the starting point of envy is what? That I don't want to serve Krishna. Right? That's why we are here. We are not there because of Kam, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada. We are here because of Matsarya, envy towards the Lord. Why should only Krishna enjoy? That thought came to our mind when we were in the spiritual world. Why should only he enjoy? I will also enjoy. Okay, Tika, if you want to enjoy, I'll create a separate sandbox for you. And you go play in that sandbox. So this material world is like a sandbox where we are playing. And sometimes we get frustrated. Like kid will build a sand castle in the beach. What happens to the sand castle next day by time he comes back? Usually waves are high during midnight. So it comes and washes away the sand castle. You'll say, I worked so hard to build this sand castle. We've all been through this, right? When we were young, we were building something. But there's foolishness. First of all, it's a castle made out of sand. It doesn't have any kind of permanence of any kind. So Srila Prabhupada's analysis is that envy is indirect appreciation. So if somebody is doing a good job, right? We talked about it yesterday. We should, or even the first day we talked about it. What should we do if somebody is doing a good job, a devotee? Praise, appreciate. But if you are envious of somebody, you cannot appreciate. What happens is we will stop ourselves from appreciating that great devotee. I mean, everybody is great in some aspect, right? So some people may make the best rasgulla, some people may make the best gulab jamun, some people may make like, clean these poles very nicely. Everybody has their own little devotional flavor. Not everybody is the same. Actually, no two people are the same. Everybody has their own flavor. So that is indirect appreciation. But we should move from indirect appreciation to direct appreciation. If you see, catch in the moment, as they say. Somebody is doing a good devotional thing, immediately appreciate that devotee. Your stature goes up, their stature goes up. Both are happy. But because of this envy, it is like a curtain. What does envy do? It stops you from seeing. We all have envy. How do we know that we all have envy? We are all in the material world. The day we get rid of it, there is no more need for us to be here. We'll go back. But there is something called spiritual envy. What are the examples of spiritual envy? Like Radha is serving Krishna, right? The other gopis come and say, you have such a good chance of serving Krishna directly. We don't have that chance. I mean, Radharani is also a gopi, but she's special because she spends most of her time with Krishna. Other people stand in the line and fight with each other to get some slots, time slots. That is also envy of a kind, but that is spiritual envy. Because here, what you're saying, oh, this gopi is serving Krishna nicely. It's not like I hate her for that. I want to be better than that gopi in serving Krishna. Right? If somebody distributes 10 books on the street, I'll say, okay, I will distribute 11. Transcendental competition. Material competition is different, which we all know what it is. It is useless. Material competition, you will develop ulcers, blood pressure, high blood pressure, all these things, and that will put you down eventually. So appreciating, positively appreciating another Vaishnava and expressing that appreciation. Hmm? It doesn't cost you anything, right? It doesn't cost you anything to appreciate the other devotee's contribution. So Narottam Das Thakur, he talks about engaging illusion. Madness of separation from Krishna can also be an illusion, but it is spiritual illusion as opposed to materialistic illusion. Materialistic illusion is, oh, I bought Microsoft stock at this price and I sold at this price. Now it is 2x. Why did I even sell it? Right? Anybody who is in the Seattle area knows this. It keeps going up and down and up and down, right? So somebody is benefiting, somebody is losing. That's why Srila Prabhupada says, don't gamble because it will take away your peace of mind. You may get wealthy, but you will have 6 bottles of Tums in your closet and you will die 2 years earlier. Is it worth it? Maybe, probably for some, right? People are doing it still. They travel with a bottle of Imodium, Tums in their pocket, but they want that stress. But this is different. This madness is madness of separation from Krishna. Oh, I'm so far away from Krishna, and then going into some kind of illusory concept like that. So Prabhupada explains the 6 Goswamis contemplation. Everybody knows who the 6 Goswamis are, right? They are, and then Vande Rupa Sanatano Yuga Yugo Shri Jiva Gopalako. You know that song? So Jiva Goswami is one of them. Yeah, in that song, all the 6 Goswamis' names are mentioned. Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Raghunath Dasa Goswami. So there are 2 Raghunaths. Hmm. So these 6 Goswamis are the agents. Just like Jesus had his 12 disciples who went and preached around the world, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had 6 disciples who preached the glories of Krishna. Without them, we will not know this knowledge. That's why we are also called Rupanuga. Anuga means followers. Rupanuga means we are followers of Rupa Goswami. Prabhupada brought this knowledge, but this knowledge actually came from Rupa Goswami. Most of this knowledge, because he documented all the mood and mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for us. Right? He wrote many. He and Sanatan Goswami wrote many books together, the 2 brothers, Dabir Khas and Sakar Malik. So after they converted to Vaishnavism, their names became Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. Sanatan is actually older. So Sanatan and Rupa, that is the sequence. So in the same song that I just mentioned, he says, He Radhe Vraja Devike Chalalite He Nanda Suno Kutaha. You know this song? You should learn this song. You have the songbook? Hmm. So some spiritual illusion is you are chanting very good japa. That's also illusion, at least. But that's better than the materialistic illusion. Moha is illusion. So spiritual illusion is still better. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is Srila Prabhupada's Guru's Guru, what does he say? I will engage lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, envy, and pride in appropriate ways. And by defeating these enemies, I'll feel happiness in my heart as I peacefully worship Govinda. I will engage lust by offering it in Krishna's service. You have lust? Offer it to Krishna, right? So, lusty for Krishna's service, like that. I'll be greedy to hear the topics of Hari in association of devotees. I'll feel illusion without achieving my worshipful Lord. So if I don't get my worshipable Lord, then that's illusion for me. I will be maddened while singing the glories of Krishna. Right? So there's a material maddening and there's a spiritual maddening. In this way, I will engage these enemies in their proper places. The confidential meaning of this song is that the duty of an intelligent person is to direct these urges away from their respective subjects and make them favorable to devotional service. Because we have them, how are you going to avoid them? So we just shift the direction and put it in the service of the Lord. Shift the direction, that's all. The confidential meaning of this song is that the duty of an intelligent person is to direct these urges away from their respective subjects and make them favorable to devotional service. This can only be done with patience. So that is one of the other Rupa Goswami teaching we discussed yesterday. Utsaha Nichaya Dhairyat. Tattat Karma Pravartanat. Right? You remember this? In the Nectar of Instruction. But this particular quote is from a book called Sri Bhaktya Loka by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So our acharyas, each acharya has written 60, 70, 80 different books. And each of them are in line with the previous acharya's teachings and they continue. So there is this thing called impetus. Impetus, what does English word impetus mean? Hmm? The drive, right? The drive to do something, the reason to do something. More than a reason. Why are you doing it? The motive, I should say. Hmm. So Srila Narottam Das Thakur wrote, I will feel illusioned without achieving my worshipable Lord. This would seem to be an impetus for striving to achieve the Lord as it is implicit here. Unless we, Srila Prabhupada said this, unless we have a pessimistic view of material life. Most of us try to have an optimistic view of material life, right? Optimism is a good thing. In general, we are taught. But in this case, unless we have the pessimistic view that this world is going to change us somehow and the world is a good place, we should have a pessimistic view means we should be convinced that the world is not such a great place. Considering the distress of birth, death, old age and disease, unless we have this pessimistic view, there is no impetus for our making advancement in spiritual life. I mean, we know 50-50 that the world is not such a great place, right? You have to study, then you don't get a seat in college, then again you have to struggle, you get a seat in college, you won't get a job, then you take the H1 route or the F1 route and come to America. You think everything is rosy, but still it is a challenge. Then you are waiting for the green card. In this way, all this waiting, one fine day, there'll be a door knock and we are gone. We are dead. Right? Whole life is waiting about something which is better, but it's not going to happen. So Srila Prabhupada says, better to have a pessimistic view that this material world is not going to do anything for me and focus on the spiritual activity. And even like spiritual pride is better than material pride. Spiritual illusion is better than material illusion. We just talked about it. So in a letter to Satsvarup Das Goswami Maharaj, he says, unhappiness experienced by a devotee on account of feeling himself inferior is not unusual. Rather, such mentality is impetus for further development in spiritual service. Means, how should we feel about ourselves? Inadequate. We are lacking in something. That's how we should feel while we are doing devotion. If you think everything is good, then there is no impetus to do anything better, right? So as you progress, you will realize, oh, I actually don't know anything. Initially, you think, I know 2 shlokas in Bhagavad Gita, I am a Pandit. Right? First week in Krishna consciousness. They say, oh Prabhu, do you know, I memorized this shloka, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru, like that. By the time you are in 10 years, 15 years, then you say, I know nothing. It's a long way to go. So the preaching process is to take the straw in the mouth. Dante nidaya trinakam padayor nipetaya. Dante. Take the straw. Like that's how Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, before they became Goswamis, they went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, fed his feet and say, Ami ke, who am I? Tell me first. Don't tell me about Krishna. First tell me, who am I? First I have to figure out why am I struggling in this material world? That's my first question to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When you do that, then the Lord is willing to disclose the secret. If you think you already know something, then what is the Lord going to teach you? Kaku satam kritvacha aham brevimi. Aham, who am I? First tell me. So Srila Prabhupada says sometimes it is okay to flatter people when we are preaching them. Oh, you are so great, this, that, that. Now you engage in Krishna service, give some donation to temple, or come and work in the kitchen like that. So sometimes he's saying it is okay to flatter people for their own good, right? Because when they start engaging their Lakshmi, hard-earned money in Krishna service, then the devotion will accelerate. Otherwise, we become very attached to our money, right? Is it true or no? Because we work very hard. We work 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours every day to earn that money. So you become very attached to money. But when you give it in charity to Krishna, then that attachment gradually dwindles. Ultimately, we have to leave this body itself, right? Forget leaving the money here. Even this body we have to leave. Only that 1/10,000, the tip of human hair, that little thing will go into the next body or go to the spiritual world in form of liberation. So Prema Bhakti Chandrika 10th verse says, Kama Krishna Karma Pane Krodha Bhakti Dveshi Jane. Are you able to repeat this? Kama Krishna Karma Pane Krodha Bhakti Dveshi Jane. Little difficult because you don't have the text in front of you. I have it. Lobha sadhu sangha hari kata moha ishta lablabhine. Lobha sadhu sange hari kata moha ishta lablabhine. Madha Krishna Guna Gane Nijukta Kari Bejata Thata. Anyway, the whole idea of this is lust, I will engage in offering fruits of my work to Lord Krishna. We are lusty for money. So whatever money we get, if we give it to Krishna, then that lust becomes favorable to Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada said that if you work outside in the office and give, what was the formula from Rupa Goswami? 50% to Krishna. Then you are like a sannyasi. You are working, but you are a sannyasi. Because you are not taking any of it. You got the money, you are giving it again to Krishna. And what will Krishna do? He will not do anything with it. The managers will build more temples, more programs, more festivals. That will bring more people into liking Krishna, right? Instead of rebelling against Krishna. Anger I will direct towards enemy of the devotees. Krodha bhakta dveshis jane. So where will I use krodha? Whoever is dvesha, has dvesha for devotees, enemies of the devotees, I will apply against anger. Kama Krishna karmarpane. So whatever kama I have lust, I will do arpan to Krishna, the result of my activity. So then it's not my money, so I'm giving it to you like that. Loba sagu sange harikata. So loba is greed. So I will have greed for harikata, sadhu sangha and harikata. Normally we have sadhu sangha retreat, like last year in Dallas and this year also. In sadhu sangha retreat, we do devotion, but it has become like with 3,000 people, you cannot really interact. There is no sangha. All we are doing is some Maharaj is singing on the stage and we are all dancing. So it becomes a sadhu rock concert. But actual sadhu sangha is we have to exchange, right? Oh Prabhu, I haven't seen you in 6 months. How is your devotion going? Are you struggling? I see I'm struggling with this. I cannot finish my rounds in the morning. Or I cannot give up my habit of watching serials on TV, sitcoms, right? All these things. We have to exchange that, right? What are the six loving exchanges? What are the six loving exchanges? Tadati prati grihnati, munte bhoje chaiva. So what is it? I tell you my problems, you tell me your problems in spiritual life. Not like I lost $100 in Microsoft stock. No, that is not an exchange of information, right? I give you prasadam, you give me prasadam. So we trade prasadam. That way we get closer, bonded in direction of Krishna. I give you gifts, you give me gifts. This could be virtual or physical, right? I could give you a Bhagavad Gita, or I could give you some realization that I had, right? Or some physical thing like flowers or japamala or whatever, right? So sometimes when we have birthdays in ISKCON, we did this at one point. My daughter bought set of japmalas, put them in bags, and whoever came, everybody gets one japmala like that. You may already have it, but at least that's better than giving a Barbie CD or something like that. Bewilderment will be manifested because I cannot immediately attain my worshipable Lord. Oh, I cannot worship Krishna. I am behind in my service. That is the spiritual bewilderment or illusion. Again, we are touching on the same concepts, but what has been said by Narottam Das Thakur, what has been said by Prabhupada, they are all in alignment. Slightly different words, but they are in alignment. That is what Acharya Parampara means. You don't invent something new. You repeat them for the benefit of the current generation in a slightly different language. Like Prabhupada translated this into English, and is recording possible? Hmm. Oh, so you are being trained now by your Patidev. Very nice. So madness will be there when I madly glorify the transcendental attributes of Lord Krishna. Right? So when somebody comes newly to ISKCON, what do they say? Morning, evening, Krishna, 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 Krishna. But after 10 years, they don't talk that much. So initially it is there, right? That kind of madness towards talking about Krishna.
It's blocking your face.
Oh, okay. My face is not important. The voice is important, right? Whatever Prabhupada is saying and whatever Narottam Das Thakur are saying. In this way, I engage each one of these in the Lord's service, right? So yesterday one Prabhu said, can you talk about anger tomorrow? So now I'm talking about all six enemies of the mind as related in Prema Bhakti Chandrika, a very exalted book written 550, 60 years ago. So how do you transform lust? Offer your fruits. Means like you go work in Microsoft and you get whatever, $5,000, $10,000 a month, you offer to Krishna. But of course, you cannot offer everything because you have to pay your mortgage and buy gas, and at least some of it you offer it to Krishna. Rupa Goswami's formula is 50% you offer to Krishna, but in the modern times it has become very challenging. After you pay the mortgage and gas and groceries and all subscriptions, cell phone subscription, this subscription, that subscription, subscription economy. But whatever is left, you can offer, you know. Anger. How do you offer anger? Enemies of devotees. So you cannot be angry on Gazans and on Israelis. No. You have to be angry on enemies of devotees of Krishna. So the current anger is meaningless anger. Both parties have been angry since I was a child. When I was 5 years old, I knew what Gaza meant, right? Oh. And even now, 50 years later, I still know what Gaza is. Same situation. These people will kill them, these people will kill them, and there's no end to the solution. All these two-state solution, United Nations, everybody's barking like a dog. Prabhupada called United Nations a society of dogs. Because what do dogs do? Oh, 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 oh. And when they're hungry, they go home and eat. go home. What they don't have a home, they'll eat whatever is available, right? So United Nations, they just talk and talk and talk. Nothing happens. Nothing changes. How do you apply greed? Greed for devotion. That's it. You said it in 3 words. Or greed for devotion. Yeah, 3 words. Bewilderment. How do you employ bewilderment in service of Krishna? How do you employ bewilderment or illusion? Yeah, I cannot worship Krishna. I'm confused. Actually, all 8 billion people on the planet are confused. A few people are trying to be unconfused. And even then, we make mistakes along the way. How do you apply madness? Hmm? Just be madly devoted to Krishna. That's it. 4 words. So now you have seen how 6 enemies of your mind have become 6 friends of your mind just by switching the context. That's why our society is called International Society of Krishna Consciousness. We don't say anything else. We say you just change your consciousness from material to spiritual. So before this building was built in 2003, we used to have a small Rambler, old Rambler building. Almost like when we were jumping in Aarti, the floor was caving in, right? The wood was broken in multiple places. I don't think many of you have seen it, so Kirti, but others haven't seen because you were not around at that time. So one person was adjusting the window blinds. So my Guru Maharaj, Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj, he said, don't adjust the blinds, adjust your consciousness. Like that. So it is everything is the same. Same blinds, same building, same lights, same carpet. Your consciousness, instead of being focused on matter, you focus it on Krishna. That's it. It's a shift. Right now, our consciousness is on which new model of iPhone is coming, which Tesla is happening. Is Neo coming to America? Neo is the Chinese EV. So our consciousness is on matter, right? It could be as simple as should I buy Armani shirt versus Gucci shirt, like that, right? It's all matter again. So it's a shifting of that consciousness is what the topic is about. Okay, that's all I wanted to cover from a theory perspective. Let's open it up for questions. I only had 6 slides. Questions. Bolu, Sangha, Chepandi. There are 64 qualities, chapter 13. Fearlessness is there, yeah. Not staying in one place is also there. Because if you stay in one place, very soon you get attached. Hmm. If you become fearless, you will travel and preach. We are all fearful of our, immediate circumstances, right? Like even if you go back 300 years ago, people were very mobile. They would travel from town to town, from temple to temple. Staying in one city and working for Microsoft all of your life was unheard of in the previous generations. Unheard of. No, you still maintain that compassion for the people lower than you, friendliness with people at the same level, and respect to people at the superior level. Uttama, Madhyama, and Kanishtadhikaris. So the 3 levels don't change. Fearlessness, the context is that, oh, now I have understood the goal of life and I will give this knowledge to others. For that, you have to be pretty fearless. Like my, hmm? You're not afraid of consequences. Like my Guru Maharaj wears shirt and pant and goes to Russia because if they see in saffron, they can do anything. They can fine you, they can arrest you, they can put you in jail right away, depending upon the mood of that fellow. the customs officer at that point. So what do? You adjust to the situation. You wear shirt and pant. Once you go again 20 miles away from the airport, again you change back to saffron. Yeah, fearlessness means you travel and preach. Actually, this movement, as old as Rompa Swami Maharaj said, is not a rules and regulations movement. It is a dash movement. What is it? What is dash? Preaching movement. So once you learn something, you have to go and preach. Right? For preaching requires a lot of money. So then you have to seek donations from people. When you seek donation, it's not like you have come down. You are actually helping that person use his hard-earned wealth in the service of Krishna. That fear is different. This fear is different. Anartha is there. We all have anarthas. That's we are still in the material world. Anarthas you should be fearful of, right? Oh, I don't want to offend that devotee. I don't want to break this regulative principle. That fear you should have. You better have it. Hmm. Yeah, karma is getting burnt on a daily basis. So your fears will also go down progressively. And then at one point you'll become really fearless. See, I was doing Nagar Sankirtan in University of Washington. One lady took a plastic Coca-Cola bottle and she hit me from back like this, bang, like that. If it were a glass bottle, my head would have cracked. Luckily, it was a plastic bottle. So nothing happened. So there will be people who will be angry at you because you're chanting Hare Krishna. Atheists will be there amongst general population. That's when you know, oh, so this person doesn't like God like that. So you have to, in Swadeshi in Frisco, which is an Indian shop where we do Sankirtan, one Uber driver, he comes with a bulletproof vest. Uber Eats, right? So he picks up food from that Indian store and delivers in people's homes. So you need a helmet, you need a bulletproof vest. By the time you do all this, you have no interest to do anything in life, right? You're preparing for some battle or something with Iraq or something like that. You feel like that, right? I mean, yes, I see your point. We should wear helmet. No, the head incident happened here in Seattle, University District. But this Uber Eats driver wearing bulletproof vest is in Dallas. Everybody can keep a gun there. Yeah, everybody can keep a gun and everybody can shoot. If there is provocation, you are allowed to shoot. If somebody comes on your lawn, you are allowed to shoot. Because the property laws are very strong in Texas. But yeah, that is not our goal, right? I mean, if you are fearful like that, then you cannot do anything. In many years ago, there was Hare Krishna. Many years ago, there was a Hindi movie. So that was about fear, right? So this Parsi gentleman who is like the astrologer, he comes to the astrology, he says, okay, this will happen to you, this will happen to you. He says, I don't believe in any of this. So he introduced fear in this person. Careful, you're crossing the road right now, like that. No? Something may come and hit you. Yeah, there's enough reasons to be fearful. You can slip on those stairs and break your back as you're exiting the temple, for example, right? Or some kid would have spilled water here and you slip and fall here. For that matter, you can be fearful every second. And that is the definition of an animal. Animal is always fearful. Like you see these sparrows, they'll keep looking left, right, left, right. If somebody's watching and they'll keep pecking the food. But human beings have to be fearless to a certain degree because we know that we are, better than animals. Yeah, animals are very fearful. Animals, birds. Well, chant Hare Krishna, that's all I can say. Chant Hare Krishna more. Hmm. Yeah, long way to go. You address by Utsaha Nishchaya Dharya, right? Enthusiasm, tolerance, and patience. Okay, that is Rupa Goswami already says that. Fear is something different. Long way to go. It's okay. Let it take. Right? You started the journey, but if you don't start the journey, then you should be very fearful because we may be born in an animal body in the next life. That is important, right? Because if you don't take up to devotional life with all the sins that we have done, we'll be definitely put in an animal body next life, guaranteed, as a rectification. Yeah, because what happened, I wrote an article on this topic also. Original Bible had the concept of reincarnation. Later, in 500 AD or CE, Common Era, post-Common Era, one king from Rome, Justinian, one. He removed that from the Bible. He felt that people are saying, "Oh, I am eternal soul, so this lifetime I enjoy, next lifetime I do devotion." So, in order to introduce that fear of God, he removed the concept of reincarnation from Bible. See the point? Because people were so casual. There's an English word called lackadaisical. That's what they were, right? They were very careless. So King Justinian I in 500 Common Era, post-Common Era, he actually removed reincarnation from the Bible. It was there before. You can Google it. You'll see first two links. You'll see that. So it's not a unknown thing in this world. It's already known to people. So it's okay. Chant Hare Krishna. That's all. Sarva Roga Nivarini is the Hare Krishna mantra. Srila Prabhupada said, "You boys and girls are young. If you do this in life, in this lifetime, you'll go back to God." But are we serious enough? With so many other avocations that we have, we are not serious. That's the problem. So it may take a few lifetimes. But good news is you'll remember in the next lifetime. Krishna gave us a guarantee. If you finish 2.5% in this lifetime, you start from 2.6 in the next lifetime until you reach 100%. Of course, you don't need to reach 100%. By the time you reach 98%, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will add 2 grace marks and he'll push you. All of us, actually, there is nobody capable of, yeah, in the modern world, nobody is capable of getting without grace marks. That is why when Krishna said Sarva Dharman Paritejya, okay, he said that, but what happened? Only 5 people got liberated in the entire universe. People like Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruv Maharaj, only few people. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered and he said, okay, I'll give you the grace marks. Now you are good. Yeah. भगवान की जय, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा जी की जय, गौर निताय की जय, लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव की जय, राधा नील माधव भगवान की जय. Yeah. So we are all waiting for the grace marks. That's it. So we are nothing special, actually. Sincerity is required. Without sincerity, you will not even move to the next step. But then we have inability to progress. So inability will be compensated by grace marks. Right? If you read Prabhupada's books, you'll faint. He has said so many things to do. How many things are we doing? So some of the Prabhupada's disciples went and talked to Prabhupada and said, "Oh, so Prabhupada, you said chant Hare Krishna. So is that all?" So Prabhupada said, "If I tell you everything that you need to do, you will faint." Right? He actually said that. So from 64 rounds to 16 rounds. Otherwise, 64 rounds means you wake up at 3:30, take bath, start chanting at 4 o'clock. It will be like 11 a.m. by the time you finish your rounds. Then what else will you do in day? You'll feel sleepy by then. You'll eat and you'll go to sleep. That's it. Then your day is done. So he gave us concession.
remembrance, like whatever I personally, whatever I read, how much I remember retain in my mind, that is also
Usually you will not retain more than 10%. According to modern science, I think it is like 5 or 6%. That's it. So that is why Prabhupada repeats so many things again and again and again across his multiple books. So no matter which book you pick up from there. So this is a process, right? As I was saying yesterday, we have come to a mental hospital to get cured of our madness. So we have to cure ourselves. So if you are able to cure yourself quickly, you'll go back in one lifetime. But for me, it will take a few lifetimes. It is not so easy. And also, the last lifetime, it is said that you are in the Vrajadam and you are trained by Vrajavasis, like His Holiness Indradumna Swami said this one time in his lecture, way back 15 years ago. So your last life, before going back to the spiritual world, you are born in Vrajadam. And Vrajavasis will train you how to love Krishna. Like I was doing Govardhan Parikrama, I saw an 11-year-old boy. He had a backpack, and I said, "What is in your backpack?" He said, "I have rotis." And he was doing Dandavat Parikrama. I said, how long will you do? Malum nahi karenge. So there is no beginning or end. He's just packed some rotis and he's just doing Dandavat Parikrama around Govardhan. Can you and I do that? Once in 2 years, we go there, spending $1,400, $1,500 and burning lot of aviation fuel, stay in a nice hotel, take a taxi to the starting point, and then after walking half, we'll say, "Are tired ho gaye yaar. Maybe we should finish next day." Right? So the level of devotion that we have and the Brajavasis have, there is Zameen Asman ka fark. So we will get there, but not. I mean, do as much as you can in this lifetime, right? What have you got to lose? But to make it to the 100% mark, it takes time. At least it will take 3 lifetimes, right? First lifetime is just figuring out what Prabhupada is saying and what devotees are and how not to commit offenses. And we'll die. Second lifetime, we'll start like the small kids at a young age, 2 years, they are chanting Hare Krishna, right? So where did it come from, our last life? No, I'm saying in this lifetime, it is a little difficult. We have to endeavor. And next lifetime, hopefully, we will fall into a Vrajavasi family and then continue our journey. That's what I'm saying. But it is possible. Srila Prabhupada said it is possible in one lifetime if you are super sincere, right? Like some of the sannyasis in ISKCON, they don't rest. Like I had a tough time keeping up with my Guru Maharaj. One day Croatia, one day Slovenia, one day Russia, one day Nizhny Novgorod, one day Moscow. How do you do that on a daily basis? You'll just go bonkers. Every day, new city. He would wake up before me. And by the time I used to pack his bag and everything, he's already sitting in the seat in the car, ready to go. Then I would load his suitcase in the trunk and then sit in the back and then the car goes. He was always ahead of me, right? No tiredness. I mean, he had the tiredness, but he would just push through. Because seriousness in serving Krishna, I have to preach like that.
So physical fitness helps a lot in devotional service.
No, physical fitness comes from spiritual fitness. It's not like your muscles are moving you, something else is moving you. This is the problem. Like His Holiness Navayogendra Swami stayed with us for almost a week, 2 weeks, something like that at one point. So he asked the question, so where do you get energy from? So in all our biology classes we learned, right? We eat food, it gets digested, and the blood is going here and there. So I gave that answer. He said, no, it comes from spiritual power that Krishna is giving you. How else are yogis who don't eat for 1 month? Even today, you go to Himalayas. I went with one ISKCON party to Himalayas, and there are yogis who only eat once a month. How are they able to do it? They only drink Ganges water and they live. They drink Ganges water and they live. How are they able to do it? And how are some of the yogis without only underwear, basically cowpeen, without shirt and pant, sitting in minus 32 degrees Himalayan cold, and chanting mantras. Like in my LinkedIn, sometimes I see these pictures some people take and they post. Deep Himalayas, yogi is sitting there in snow without top cloth or bottom cloth and he's meditating. How can he do it? So spiritual power is more powerful than material power. It will take us time when we are all struggling. Correct, correct. Yeah. Yeah, but Prabhupada is giving us the knowledge and the guarantee, and he's saying Krishna guarantees it, right? In one of the purports, Prabhupada says, Krishna guarantees it. And it depends on our level of faith. If our faith is low, then we cannot do it.
So I read somewhere like as long as you are in continuous, you are engaged in devotional service, it doesn't matter if you are in hell or heaven or
Yeah,
wherever.
Narada Muni said that. Yeah.
So,
In the Narada Pancharatra.
so our focus will never be like if I will get God or not, but like rather wherever I am, let me be engaged.
Yeah, because lot of times liberation doesn't mean that you are going to leave this world and go. You will be in a better position where you can serve the Lord better. Right? Like for example, Guruvayur temple pujari wakes up in the morning 4 o'clock, takes bath, he does all the services to the Lord. It is noon, so they don't have concept of breakfast actually. See the point? Wake up, take bath, serve, and that's it. When the Lord's all activities are finished, he has been fed, Lord's time to sleep, then he comes out and has his breakfast. Can I do that? Impossible. How is he able to do that? Purva Janma Sukriti. Now continue.
There are no concept of sense in them. Rather, we are pretty much driven by our sense in them.
No, because of our lifetimes of conditioning, right? Kutte ki dum. So you tighten, straighten it, and again it goes back. Again you straighten it, again it goes back. Like that. So thank you for coming. Hare Krishna. Hopefully it was of some value. It is really good to see all the youngsters taking up to Krishna consciousness. People like me are already 55 plus. But people who are in their 30s should take this up so that before they die, in one lifetime, they can reach the desired goal. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So, any other question? That's why we don't go to Goloka actually. No, we don't go. What happened to Dhruv Maharaj? He has been given Dhruvatara and he is the boss of this entire universe that we are living in. So it's not like everybody will go to Goloka. Goloka is the ultimate destination, but what Krishna will do is he'll give you an administrator post running something, right? To get to the president of the United States, how difficult it is. You're seeing all the politics going on. Oh, there are a lot of Praja who are also doing the seva, but Srila Prabhupada says after millions of lifetimes they got the chance to be a Gopa or a Gopi. Not in one shot. What do? They work for Krishna's enjoyment. Somebody's cooking something, somebody's decorating his bed, somebody's making his chariot, there's so many activities to be done for the boss. Oh, that's what they're doing. And they're having nice bliss. Like sometimes I see Mataji's making garlands and they're very happy. It doesn't have to be like you have to be like Hanuman and lift that Mandara mountain, right? So seva should be very simple, right? Pleasant and pleasurable. That's it. Ah, that's what you should do, right? You do the same services here in that mood. That's it. It's not like you have to go to physically to Goloka. Although you may, if certain criteria are passed. But even to become Brahma in this material world, you have to do Varnashram Dharma perfectly for 1000 lifetimes sequentially. Then you'll be offered the position of Brahma. But we are not interested in all that, right? We just do our service and wait for the causeless mercy of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada uses this term, causeless mercy. Ahaituki. Without a cause, Krishna will say, I like this fellow. Come. That's it. one fine day. And somebody is doing for 1000 lifetimes, I'll say, what happened? Suddenly this person, he left and went with Krishna. So you do devotion on his terms, not on our terms. When the time comes, he will take us. What's the hurry? Right? So you have given two answers. One is it takes at least 3 lifetimes. And the third lifetime you are in Raja and somebody's training you. But at the same time, I'm saying thousands of lifetimes you're just serving. Both are possible. So our duty is what? Serve Krishna in a mood that he prefers. That's it. Nothing else you can do. And there are social structures, right? What does the social structure demand? That men and women are different. That's why we have women sitting that side and men sitting this side. You cannot say like the modern thing, identity. Some professor in Sweden identifies himself as a 14-year-old girl. And Donald Trump recently said that your identity is given at birth. You cannot choose to be something else, right? You are either a boy or a girl. I cannot choose to be something else suddenly, right? All this liberal talk that's happening over the last 20, 25 years is not good at all, right? It makes people more and more sinful, actually. So that we have to remember. Like Vivek Ram Swami's first truth when he stood for election, what is his first truth? No, that comes later. That's not the first one. No, not even that. First truth is 3 words: God is real. That's it. He was fighting on the platform of I believe in God, you vote for me. That's it. Everything else, like protect borders, everything else is later. First is God is real. Because when people slowly become atheists and all these are ignored, then there is no law and order. Pretty much anybody can kill anybody. Like end of Kali Yuga, human beings will eat other human beings. This is going to happen. Even now, it happens in small sectors here and there, but that will be very prevalent end of Kali Yuga. So, like somebody said, right? Oh, because I'm eternal soul, I will enjoy this lifetime. Next lifetime, I'll do devotion service. But next lifetime, if you are born in a cannibalistic country, then they'll be hunting for you to eat you, basically, right? So it will be very tough in the future. So we have to get to our senses now and start the journey. How you finish the journey is not in your hands. It's up to Big Boss. So Krishna decides that. But journey is in your hand. Destination is in his hand.
If we decide we will wake up to 9 a.m. and we finish our chanting like that,
That is not karma, though. That is bhakti, actually. By the time you come to that stage, it is
so
bhakti.
we should be greedy like that. If we will go
Yeah,
to
that
some
greedy, right?
destination, we will earn everything, we will buy everything, family should be like that greedy. We start chanting like meditation, and we should finish where like Maharaj ji instructions to complete before Mangla Aarti or chanting.
Yeah,
So
don't overdo it also. You'll get burnt out. Don't try to do it before Mangalarti. Follow the process, right? Mangalarti 5:30. 6 o'clock, start your chanting. By 8 o'clock, finish your chanting. Is it the point? Because if you do too many, if you become over ambitious, if you get burnt out, then you won't be able to sustain this. Because this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Marathon. Yeah. You have to do this for the next 40 years. So do it krama kramena, right? Step by step.
after practice, like I just time. So many gods focus that they are doing chanting. They start disturbing us.
Yeah.
Kali is there. So is the then it's whole day pass and night we are sleeping 4 rounds. It's impossible to do 4 rounds also in 30 minutes. We can't focus.
Yeah.
So I think whenever if we will give, then a whole day we can
Yeah.
experience.
So do what works for you, right? The principle is there. The practical things is for some people it is possible. Like my daughter likes to chant before Mangalarti, but then she sleeps later and then she wakes up at like 9 o'clock or something. That is not good either, right? Because by which time the whole world is already doing things because you have to catch up with the sleep somewhere. So she starts probably sometimes she starts at 2:30, sometimes she starts at 3. But then her day is getting eaten away.
Sleep at 8:30 or 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Sleep
Yeah.
according to
Yeah.
the
What did Harlas Maharaj say? Sleep no later than 9:30 or something like that, right? In classes is at the 10. Then he's also pushing it because we want to wake up early. Yeah. Is that clock wrong? It says 4:30 now. And I've been like thinking I have a lot of time to talk now, but it's probably already 9, 8:50. Yeah, that is why they invented this Vaikuntha Pali. Vaikuntha Pali means by going, as you're going to Vaikunt, there are traps. How do you navigate all these traps and reach the destination? Your husband could be a trap, wife could be a trap, it could be a trap, boss is a trap, your neighbor is a trap, your dog is a trap. So many traps are there.
just like if you doing or good, worshipping everything, so Prabhupada told it, oh, you do it. If you stop, okay, go. So we just lay, we said, oh, the home is better, we should focus on this, stop chanting. So Prabhupada lay us, okay, you don't do anything. If you again suffer, then again we come in this room like that. So Prabhu, there should be something, right? How do you navigate? Because when, how, this is spiritual life. So when they say that you start at the same point you left, so how
So
to
that is Rupa Goswami's instruction. Utsaha, Nishchaya, Dharya. Enthusiasm, patience, and tolerance. It all comes back to that. And of course, the holy name is so powerful, it'll help us move forward. We are actually not moving backward. We are once in a while getting sidestepped, but we are moving forward. There is ample evidence that we are moving forward, right? One ample evidence is on a weekday, we are all here in the temple till 8:50 p.m., right? It shows that the process is working. We are all engaging in this spiritual debate. It is working, no doubt about it. Like my wife was saying, right? Like when we got married, she asked me to touch the pujari's feet. I said, why should I touch his feet? I won't touch. From that point, I'm here. So process is working, yes. It works. I mean, you see, all the hippies became happies in the 70s, right? With Prabhupada's mercy.
there is one example like when I was attending DYS class with you. If you remember, I said I used to come and then my provision wasn't coming, and then I said, Prabhu, can you do one class something like I don't know how you will do. I will try to bring him, and then it should such happen that he will come next class as well. And then you give the class with that all this PPT and this well. Now he is sitting here. So like obviously you brought us here, and we are very thankful to you.
We are brought by Harulas Maharaj, who has been brought by Prabhupada, who has been brought by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So this parampara starts from Lord Krishna himself. Krishna wants us to come back to him. That's why he created this. And now it is your responsibility to bring a few souls into Krishna consciousness.
Trying to get my family one by one.
No, usually don't focus on your family. No, you should have some other Mataji focus on your family. You focus on their family. Direct family will never listen to you. Direct family will never listen. It is a challenge because they have seen you since childhood, right? They'll say this bacha or bachi, what can she teach me? That's their attitude. They don't have much respect for what you're saying. So you preach to outsiders actually, not to your family. It doesn't work. Or you take them, you say, okay, I'll drop you at the temple. You sit there in the hall for half an hour. After that, there's prasadam. I will go somewhere. Huh? I have to quickly to do something and come back. And then let them in the care of somebody else, right? That's the trick that people do. Like Govind Charan Prabhu, he sent his cousin. And he said, go talk to Radhika Gopinath in the temple. So she said, yeah, my cousin told me to talk to you. And then 4 years later, she got initiated with His Holiness Radha Swami, and then Govincharan, or no, Rasika Mataji, his wife said, "Oh, you remember I sent our cousin to you? She attended your device class, then she attended your Bhagavad Gita class, she got initiated now, you know." He didn't preach to her, he sent her to me, a total unknown party. But somehow or the other, she got connected. And Govincharan is my senior. He's like very, very talented. But he didn't try to preach. He sent it to somebody, some neutral party, like that. So you can send it to that Mataji there. Richa Mataji, yeah. Hmm. But yeah, that is the positive thing. And you have to be even further down, right? Now you have to serve in the new temple. Bellevue temple requires at least 20 preachers, not one or two. It's a big building, so many people. I went there today, and the door was locked, and one couple was waiting outside. When will the door open? So people are interested. We have to be there. I didn't have the keys, otherwise I would have let them in. So people are, see, a soul is always hankering. They want spirituality. Now it is up to us. Just like Jesus had 12 disciples, we are how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people here in the room. So now you have to go preach the gospel of Krishna. Last supper, first supper. Yeah, 13, 14, whatever, right? So we have to take that upon ourselves and teach the other people, because the general audience doesn't even have the knowledge we have, right? We are far away, but they are so far away that we have to give them some mercy. Thanks, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anything else, or should we conclude? Yeah, his Prabhu.
My understanding was when we get initiated, our karma is put on hold.
Hmm.
In the lectures we covered,
Mhm.
we still face the karma through other devotees in one form or the other form.
Hmm.
Go on the karma.
So there are different layers of karma. So one type of karma is put on hold, but still, for your rectification, a few drops are taken once in a while, and then through a devotee, they'll come and harass you. If everything is on, then it's not on hold, right? It's totally finished. No, his question is very valid. During initiation, Diksha Kale, Prabhu Kare, Samarpan, Atma Samarpan. So they do surrender. So karma is put on hold. Then he said karma is coming through other devotees for your rectification. How are both possible? If it is on hold, how is it getting administered to you? And my point is, a little by little, some droplets are taken just for your correction. Because if your full karma comes and attacks you, right? Like there was one devotee, not devotee, but like a visitor. He's a Christian gentleman. He used to come to temple sometimes. His son got killed in a motorcycle accident coming from Seattle to here, right? You remember that, right? So then, how do you explain that? Array is trying to be a devotee, son got killed. So many factors. No. 5 factors of action, Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, right? Ultimate factor is who? Krishna himself. He holds the keys to the kingdom. So he can do whatever he wants to do. So he will modify things according to his sweet will. He'll modify things. Right? One of the things about bewilderment, you know what that is? I'm doing so much devotional service, but I'm going through so many problems. That is also Krishna's design. So what is our normal expectation? I'm chanting, I'm coming to temple, I'm doing so much service, I'm giving donation to temple. So by this time, everything should be fixed, right? So Krishna does exactly the opposite. He will do exactly the opposite. Like one of the Tamal Krishna Maharaj's disciple in Dallas temple. He is the temple president, GBC. He was saying, Apohanamcha. You said that word, right? Apohanamcha also means opposite. So Krishna will give you exactly opposite of what you expected to put you into bewilderment. Krishna means his agency of Maya. So many things, right? See, you have to deal with Maya. You have to deal with the progress of Kali Yuga. You have to deal with demons. So you're dealing with multiple, and you have to deal with demigods who will administer your past karma based on like by Adi Bhautik Klesha, Adhyatmika Klesha. So you have to deal with so many factors. And Krishna, the super soul factor. So it's not easy. But as long as you chant Hare Krishna and keep moving one step at a time forward, it's okay. You're moving forward. Easy. Easy. Hmm. That's very good. But Durga is also, Durga Mata is very dangerous to deal with. She'll give and then she'll take away. Like in of our relatives, all at once. One of our relatives, they had truck business, they had movie theaters, this, that. They were like king of the hill, very rich people. And within a span of 1 or 2 years, theaters got sold, trucks got into accident. They became normal people, basically. Because if Durga gives, she can take away also, right? It's not like only one-way traffic. So she takes away, then she'll put you into confusion and bewilderment. Actually, illusion means Maya, and Durga's name is Maya Devi. So she administers illusion. We are also mostly under illusion, but because of the mercy of Acharyas, once in a while, we step out of illusion. Once in a while.
Because Durga is not dealing with the moksha or with death or anything. Because of the time when my father was passed away, I asked her, but she was not telling anything to me. She was not giving any indications to me.
You mean Durga Devi?
Huh?
You mean Durga Devi is not giving indication?
Yes, she's giving indication, but the clear indication you can do anything, but you can't fight with this thing. I can see, I tried many things for something to anything. Then I got the indications because for this moksha or this thing is I think department of Krishna only.
Yeah, that's why his name is Mukunda. Mukunda means giver of liberation. Ganesha's department is education, right? How can Department of Education give you Department of Liberation? Not possible.
Saraswati is also the part of that.
Huh?
Saraswati is department is also that.
Yeah. Both of them in different contexts. So we should pray to Mukunda to get liberated. That's it. That's what we are trying to do, but we have to be more serious going forward. Yeah.
One more question. We know about the Ram, Lakshmana, Hanuman. We know about the Narsimha Bhagwan, TV serial. Also Radha and Krishna. But here I came, I don't know about the intent or I don't know any feeling. So is they are a god or they are the bhakt or what's the...
They are God who come in form of Bhakt. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna and Nityananda Prabhu is none other than Balaram. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also special because he comes in Radher Bhav, means he comes in the mood of Radha, in a devotional mood. So you can Radha Krishna Ekatanu hai, means they come in the same body.
So Nityan Gaura is a Radha and Krishna.
No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Gaura is Radha and Krishna put together. Radha Krishna Ekatanu hai. Nityananda is Balaram. First comes Krishna, right? Krishna is always there eternally. His internal potency is Radharani, and she manifests there.
You say Ram and Gaura is a Radha and Krishna.
Radha and Krishna put together, yes. So you should go to Mayapur once, then you'll get the complete clarity there. Because that is the place of birth of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they have a big temple for him there. So you'll get an understanding. I mean, there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned, but by chanting Hare Krishna, the Lord is also revealing from inside, as Paramatma. Right? So both happen. But initially, it is not Lord revealing. Initially, it is our mind revealing. Our mind will say, "Ah, it's okay. You don't need to do this."
Women look like that.
Yeah, they are doing Hari Bol, right? Hari Bol.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing Hari Bol. They are in this Sankirtan mood. Our movement is Sankirtan movement. Our movement is not like Chaitanya Mahas, like Sri Vaishnavas, where you just worship Lakshmi and Narayan, just worship. We are not into worship. We are into Sankirtan, chanting God's names. Right? Our movement is about chanting names, and all these other things will follow. Because when you chant names, purification of the heart occurs, And when purification occurs, all these other things make sense. Because when I was young, I used to go to Sri Vaishnava temples. Puja is doing some puja, some 51 rupees or something like that. And I was like, what is he doing? Don't have idea. But for the purification to come, you have to chant Hare Krishna mantra. Because it cheto darpan marjanam. It's like clearing the dust on your mirror of the soul. So when you clear, then things become clear. Otherwise, you cannot see yourself who you are. Yeah. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Kirtan? Anger management here. I'm not angry anyways. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल